All right, today we're going to be looking at 5 of my favorite acoustic intros. Let's go ahead and get started on the first one here. It's going to be Blackbird by the Beatles. And this one, basically there's a couple of different things here. There's the chord changes, and then there's the picking patterns. Now, the primary picking pattern to this song is this. We're plucking 5 and 2 together, then we're going to play 3 to 2 independently, and then we're going to play 5 to 2 independently, and then we're going to go back to the 3rd string. All right? So when the song first starts, we're going to start off on a G chord. We're just going to pluck the 6th string and the 2nd string, and then we're going to move down to an A minor. We're going to pluck the 5th string and the 2nd string. So I really only need this one finger. And in between there, you're going to keep hearing the 3rd string open in between. Then we're going to go to this right here, which could be looked at as the middle of a G chord or a C with B in the bass, whatever you want to look at it as. So what we're doing there is we're going to go to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string and the 2nd fret of the 5th string. We're going to pluck those two together. So we have... And then we're going to head all the way up here. We're going to play 10 on the 5th string and 12 on the 2nd string, and we're going to do that pattern we just talked about. Then we head back. Okay, now it gets really interesting. We're going to take that same shape here. We're going to move down to 3 and 5, play that open 3rd string like we do. And then right there, what we're doing is flipping over. We're going to play the 4th fret of the 5th string and the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Then we're going to do that exact same thing right here on the 5th and 7th. And then we're going to play 7 and 8 on the 5th and 2nd strings with that same picking pattern. We're going to move down to 6. Then we're going to move backwards. So instead of going there, we're going to drop down there. So we're playing 5, 7, flipping over to the 4th fret and the 1st string here at the 3rd fret. So if you think about it, we walked up like that. When we're going back down, we're going from this one. We're not going to play this one. We're going to skip that entirely. Move down here, and then here. Now we're back on that picking pattern. So let me show you that little part there. Now here we are. Move this back. Now we're going to walk backwards. Now we're going to do the pattern. So we're off of this one. We're going to move down to the 4th fret of the 2nd string. Leave this where it is. Move back down. Move down again, and this finger's going to come off. Move down again, or change to another finger, whatever you want to do. But this time what we're going to do is take the thumb up here, do the same pattern, and then we're back on G again. And then we start all over again. Okay, so if that makes sense, the first thing is just get the picking pattern in your mind, and then get used to the various, that thing, and then the walk up. Now the descension, and then the walk down here. We move to the minor, move that down, move down again, take this off. Move down again, move the thumb to the 4th string, and then back to G, and that's how you play the beginning of that. All right, next up we're going to look at the beginning of Diary of a Madman by Ozzy by Randy Rhoads. Now this, I believe he plays it finger picking. I'm not positive, but I think so. I've always played it with a guitar pick, so I'm going to show it to you with a guitar pick, but you're most certainly welcome to pick this with your fingers or whatever. Most stuff by Ozzy is tuned down a half step. I'm just tuned standard to make this nice and easy. So the beginning of this song, okay, Okay, so what I'm playing there is 0 on the 5th string, 7, 6, 4, and then 0. And we're just playing toward the floor and then back up toward the ceiling. And then we're going to switch from the 7th fret here to the 5th fret. So the rest of it stays the same, the picking pattern stays the same. All right, now we're going to move down. We're going to play 4, 5, 4, 5. So again, starting on the 5th string. Then we're going to move the entire thing down except for the pinky. You see that? Now the beauty of the beginning of this is that there's a lot of space for free time, so you don't have to try and play it as fast as possible. You can take breaks as needed or slow down a little bit. All right, the next part, we're gonna play 0, 2, 4, 2, and then 0. Now the problem is the fingering of this. You kind of have to play this with these fingers like this, because what we're going to need to do is move from this 2 to this 1 next. So it's an awkward fingering, and again, if there's something else that works better for you, that's great. This one moves down like that, so we have... Okay, we're going to stay there, we're going to add this on. But this is where the picking pattern changes. We're going to play the 6th string and then 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. And then we can just drop down toward the ceiling again. So we have this, move this down, add this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to flip over. We're going to go to the note F here with a D down here. Okay, so we're playing 2 and 3. So we have, and we're going to do that same pattern where we're playing 3, 2, 3, and then we can travel toward the ceiling like that. Now the last note, I think is actually here, but I've always just played it going to this, like that. But if you want to be more accurate, I believe it goes to the 6th string here, like that. Then we're going to move to an E chord, but our E chord is going to be like this E add 9 here, which is going to be 0, 2, 4, 1, and then 0, 0. Like that. And the pattern he plays is he goes down 3, and then he goes to the 5th string, goes down 3, all the way across like that. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And it's just consistent like that. Okay, and then we come back after this. And he does this little slide up to the 3rd and 4th. And then we go into... And that's just an A, but you're playing 5 and 4. So we're playing... using this back and forth. So 5, 4, 2, 4, 5, 4, 2, 5, 4, 2, 4, 5. See how that pattern works? So again, it's always good to separate an element out and just practice that and get it in your head. So if you think of... The whole thing is back and forth between these two strings unless you're adding that bass note, that A. And then we have E, A, and that's how that goes. All right, next up we have the intro to Voodoo Kiss by Mr. Big, certainly Paul Gilbert. And this has always been a fun one. I use my fingers for this. That thing. So basically, we're playing over this G, doing some bluesy stuff, and we're using some open strings. So we're going to play 3, 5, 3, 0. So you pick that with your finger. I'm using my first finger. And then I do a hammer onto 5, back to 3, back to 0. Then I'm going to do a pull off from 3 to 0 on the 4th string. And then we're back on that note. So that's the beginning. And then the next one, where we move down the sequence, we're going to play the same thing at the beginning, but we hit this once, and then we head out and do that thing. So right there, we're playing 3, 2, 0. And then we're going to move up here. We're going to play 4th to 5th. Now you could slide it like that, or pick it, whatever works for you. And then we end with the minor pentatonic here, playing 6 and 3, which you could have, played it down here if you were in a different position. Again, whatever works for you. Okay, then we move to this. So we're going to start here on the 4th fret and the 3rd fret, 5th string and 3rd string. I'm going to play those notes, and I'm going to do a pull-off. Move up. So I'm just moving up chromatically. And then the bottom 3 strings, I'm going to play 6, 5, and 3. So we have... with that bump, bump, bump kind of rhythm. Then we end with, so we do the same thing, and then we're going to head over here and play an E7. So it's 7, 6, 7 there. So we ended with, and then we're going to move down again. So we're just going chromatically, and then we're going to play a G7. And then he hits his guitar. So we have, and then hit that G7, and then tap your guitar, and that's how it goes. All right, next up we have Goodbye Blue Sky by Pink Floyd. And this one, there's a lot to this, so let's kind of break this down. The beginning of this is that. So let me play you the beginning of this, and then let's break down this whole little piece here. That thing right there. So what's happening is we've got this sort of ostinato thing happening here between 4 and 5, the 4th string and the 5th string. We're starting on the 5th string, going to the 4th string. I'm playing 5 and 4 here, okay? And then as soon as I get done with, I'm going to go to either the 2nd fret of the 4th string with the 3rd string open, or the second time around, I just go to the 3rd string open. So I have, and then, you see, those are the two. They're subtle, but you can hear the difference. Now, in order to play this one, I've got to get my ring finger out of the way, right? Then it's got to get back. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we have this little dissension. And what's happening there is I'm playing 4, 2 on the 4th string, and then 3, 2, 0 as a pull-off. And And with that pull-off, it's not always easy. I mean, this song is very dynamic, so when you're playing, even the beginning with the... Be careful that the 2 and 0 and the open third string aren't really loud compared to the rest of it. Try and keep those maybe even a little less in volume. As opposed to the 5 and the 4 that you're playing. Otherwise, it gets really overwhelming if you go. And it just rings out like really loud over the top. So if you bring those back just a little bit, be cognizant about that. Okay, and then you've got your... And when you do that pull-off, try to not make it super loud. Okay, and that leads us to the next thing. And right from there, so what's happening is I'm playing this, again, this bass line here, just this A over and over, and I'm playing along with that bass line. So I have... And it's the last one where they wind up together. The rest of them are all back and forth. Then you've got... And it goes back. So right there, you're doing a chromatic line from 4, 5, and 6. Now you're back on 4 and 5 again, only this time you're just going 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string. Like that. Then the next part we move into we're going 7th fret of the 2nd string, 5th fret, 3rd, 2nd fret. Again, this bass line now is on D. And right there, you're going to have one open 4th between these two 2s here. So I have right here. And then as soon as we go back to that 2 again the second time, we're going to do a hammer-on pull-off to 3, and then subtly hit the 4th string. Right like that. Again, don't make it really loud. And now we're doing the same pattern we did on 5 and 4, only this time we're doing 2 and 4. See, it's a weird little rhythm. That 4 is kind of, it's really not that important. You know what I mean? Most important is that you get here on the downbeat. Just like that. You see, real subtle in the background. And even this isn't a strong, it's not a big, strong one, hammer on pull-off. It's real subtle. Everything about this song is really dynamic. Just like that. So this is a great song to learn how to play as well. right, now we're going to look at Rhiannon by Fleetwood Mac, and this one, we're starting off... So we're starting off on an A minor idea, plucking the 5th string, and the 5th string, we've got this consistent bass line like this. So that's what takes a little while to get used to, is keeping this going while playing this. So what are we doing there? We're playing 1 and 2 on the 2nd and 3rd strings, moving up, 3 and 4, then playing 5s, then we're gonna go backwards. Open, and then we're going to 2 and 2 on the 3rd and 4th strings. So we're just outlining an A minor chord down here. So we have, along with that bass line. So when I teach this, I try and get people to think about when they're separate and when they come together. So when I first start playing, they're together. But from there on, until we get here, now they're together again. So I have... So you have to get used to being able to move back and forth. Together, and then together. Now they're off again. So right there we're playing over this F, and again we have this bass line on the F, and up here we're playing 3 and 2 on the 3rd and 4th strings, and then open 2nd and 3rd, back to here, which we've done before. That's the bottom of the A minor there. So not hard to play on its own, but you have to add that. So where do they line up? Well, they line up at the beginning. And then the 2 that you do like this quick, it's the first one of those. Right here, and then they're separate again. So that's a great way of trying to learn how to play that. So hopefully that helps you. Please do me a favor. Let me know in the comments if there's any videos, any songs you'd like me to touch on. I'd love to make some videos for you. And please do me a favor. Head over to guitarzoom.com and check out our new Guitar Zoom Academy, one-on-one live lessons that you can take. All right? So take care, stay positive, and I'll talk to you soon.